Hey guys, it's Bao with JohnyTechReview, and I hope you guys are having a good week so far. So if you follow my channel, you know that I dabble into a lot of different territories, and one of those territories is actually headphone and amp. Over the years, I have tested dozens of headphones, and I have tried various different small headphones, from the cheap one to the expensive to the audiophile headphone. I'm always constantly looking for a nice headphone amp that will work for my desktop while listening to music, gaming, or editing videos. So recently, Gemini Doctor, one of the company on Amazon, sent me this little unit here from SMSL. This is called a T2 2 amp, and this is a little headphone amplifier. It's very small, as you can see. I wasn't expecting a lot out of this small little headphone unit, but I was pleasantly surprised. So is it worth the $60? Let's find out. So the design of the unit is pretty simple, with most of the units being made out of metal. Up front you have most of the plug. You have both the 3.5mm audio input and the headphone output, along with the power switch. In the back you have the power input, and it comes with a laptop size power supply. The tiny power switch button take a little bit of effort, but it's no big deal after a few uses. I do wish that they put the audio input in the back of the unit, but I can see based on the design of such a small board, some compromise were made. The result is that you get more cable running up front, so you're not getting the discreet look, as this headphone amp was meant to sit on your desk anyway. Powering up the unit, you will notice a cord that exists in many Vaccum 2 amp, and that is the time it takes to warm up. This is approximately 30 seconds on this unit, and during that time there's no sound while it's warming up. Do not be alarmed, as this is normal. I have used this for many hours listening to music and playing games, and the temperature will get up to about 140 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's slightly warm to the touch, but nothing to be alarmed about. In terms of sound quality, I found the unit produced a nice, slightly warm sound in general with the included tubes. Speaking of tubes, included is a pair of 6 Gen 9 tubes, and you can also replace them with other ones like E180F, EF861, and more common like the 6688 tubes. Using it with my HD650, comparing it to plugging straight into the motherboard, I found that there is a bit more power using the tube amp. Sound seems to open up a little bit more, and the lower bass region is much more noticeable and better presented with the T2. It is rated to drive up to 300 ohm headphone at 30 mW, so having the volume knob at 60% was plenty for my enjoyment of the HD650. The highs are now slightly curved up, and there's less teeny sounds on the HD650, which sound very nice. The vocal come through clean and luxurious, which is a joy to listen to. One thing on this T2 amp is that I noticed compared to my Shit Valley amp, this one do not have any resonant or ringing sound, which I much more prefer. Between this and the Shit Valley, I feel like I overpaid for Valley, and I prefer this much more than the Valley. The Valley might have a leg up on its design, but sound wise I like the T2 and only at half of the price. So last thing I want to point out is that this unit only comes with a 3.5mm audio output. So that means if you want to use your headphone with a bigger 6.3mm, you're going to need the adapter for that. This is probably not an issue for most of us have an adapter, but you know, it would be nice, since these are going to be sitting in your desktop, that it should come with a bigger plug. So right now with the price about $60 on Amazon, I highly recommend one of these products if you've been holding out for a tube headphone amp. So again, I would like to thank you to Gemini Doctor for sending me one of these units out to review. I'll leave a little link in the description box down below if you guys are interested in taking a look or buying it. So I hope this review have been helpful to you guys, and if you guys have any questions, just leave it down in the comment box down below. If you find this video useful, please give it a like, consider subscribing, and stay tuned for more future review. Thank you.